Did I save it? Did, right? Wait, we've been here. I've already fought a mark here. Oh, I guess we'll find another marker again. Like reusing the arrow. Oh, it's that boss that I fought that one time in the story. You got another version of it. With firing stuff.
Looks like you're working something up. Only one thing for it.
Must be a new square thing. It's like just do the same thing over and over and over and over and over. I felt that with 15. I feel it with this game. There's like no unique enemies. Like, I'll be honest with you right now. I've come to realize there's hardly any enemies in the game. And what I mean by that is that it's the same enemies. Now I know like Final Fantasy games predominantly have like, okay, you got Wolf A, Wolf B, Wolf C, and there's different versions throughout the games, right? But there's like, I think there's like 10 enemies in this game. And then they just have different versions of them over and over and over and over and over. There's like, not one of the marks, one of the bounties are unique. They're all versions of an enemy that you've already fought at some point. And 15 was like that. Well, I felt 15 was the same. Okay, it was more than 10. I exaggerated a bit, but it's such a thing because the bosses are really well thought out. The bosses are good in this game. The proper ones. I like the bosses in this game. And the summon fights. But the only other game I can think of that makes boss fights the worth to play is Souls games. Like Elden Ring or Dark Souls. So my question is, why don't they just make a Souls game? Oh wait, they got too scared and made an easy mode. It's called Stranger of Paradise.
Let's try.
And it's not even the fact that it's an easy mode, it's just poorly designed. So I don't want to get into Stranger of Paradise conversation again. I've said my piece on it. Yeah, that's what I said. I felt the same with 15. I felt the exact same thing of 15. Same repeat thing over and over and over. Not when they wanted to make a Souls similar game. That's what the whole point originally was anyway. Even normal has said it.
It's up to yourself. Let's try.
I don't have an issue with easy mode. My problem is don't try and make a game in Souls mode then add easy mode to it. You don't play, but the people that said they wanted an easy mode or said Elden Ring was too hard, then that game isn't designed for you. That's it. Now a game like this, I understand. I got no problem with story mode. In fact, I've got no problem with story mode in this game. What I don't want to see is I don't want to see it in my gear on my normal mode. When I'm in normal mode, I don't want to see, where are they? This equipment here. Where I can just push one button to win the game. Like I'm like, it's fine if they're in story mode, but I'm on action mode. I shouldn't expect, this game is just too easy. Final Fantasy 16 is just too easy of a game. Unless you don't like it. It's just like I don't think I'm not the only person that feels this way, by the way. I think even like I've seen that quite a few content creators come out and say it as well. Like the game's too easy and there's no challenges, no bite. They've said it. Apparently Maximilian do said it as well. So they were all in the same. We want a challenge. Have a story mode, that's fine, right? Have an easy mode is fine, right? But if I don't select easy mode, I want a balanced gameplay experience, right? At the very least, right? It doesn't have to be like rock hard. I'm not after Dark Souls, Final Fantasy. What I'm saying is I want a balanced game mode. Remember when you're playing Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, 10, even 13, all of them, right? They have mechanics in the game that make you play the game differently at a point. There's certain bosses. The games themselves aren't hard, but they still do enough mechanics in their fight to make you think out of the box. Right, I can't just do the same attack on this boss. I have to do something different on this enemy. This game is pick your icons, do whatever you want. And it's just like, at this point in the game, most people who got to this point of the game are just, and you're doing everything, are beginning to get a bit, I don't want to say bored, but you're getting restless because it's repeat over and over. It's MMO, repeat over and over. It's gacha gaming, over and over, repeating the same thing over and over and over. And there's nothing inspiring. Do you know what they could have done? Do you know what? If they don't want elemental weakness and like, well, you know what they could have done with all this? What happens if you link up reactions? They could have done elemental reactions using Ifrit and Shiva together, causes a reaction that does critical damage if you do certain attacks and stuff. There's so many possibilities that they could have actually done. They did none of that. It was, oh, we got basic, right, we'll leave it at that. People won't like it if it gets complicated. They were too worried of alienating the turn-based fans. That doesn't make sense. I think I know what you mean. I know what you mean, but that doesn't make sense if that's what they... Because I don't know if you're saying you think that's an opinion, or you're saying that's what you got information from. Because that's nonsense otherwise. Because turn-based gamers flipping want strategy. They don't play turn-based games so they can just hit attack all day and win the game. Obviously, you know my feeling of turn-based. There's only like 2 Final Fantasies that are actually turn-based. But you know what I mean. I know what you're saying by alienating an audience. But they're not because one, there's no turn-based in this. Turn-based gameplay is not simplified. It requires you to think ahead. Like, if I do this move now in 3 moves time, and you know you play Persona, you've done the turn-based stuff, right? But I don't think it's got anything to do with turn-based. I think they were just trying to get as many people play the game as possible. All I'm saying is, if they keep with this mindset and they do the same in Rebirth, I mean, look at the Final Fantasy. I tried to, I've tried to not bring Final Fantasy Remake that much, right? But Final Fantasy Remake is a great example of a balanced gameplay and an action RPG. You got challenging, fun, exciting. No one's struggling with the remake, and there's still a story mode in that. There's still an easy mode in that if you wanted that, like. And then there's actual challenging content in the game with mechanics, like even in the base game. And then you got the top secret fights, and then on top of that, with the DLC that they added on, that fight against what's his face, Vice, is one of the coolest fights in the game because it doesn't matter what power level you are. There's like a way to beat him. Like there's like a strategy to it. So it's not like they don't know how to do it. It's just the team that worked on 7 Remake didn't work on this. That's basically it. And the reason why it is MMOs, they want to get as many people playing it as possible, right? So they always make the start of an MMO easy. But what the problem with this game is, they made the whole game like that. You start it like that. But because MMO mindset is, right, 60 hours in is supposed to be easy, then it gets hard. 60 hours is about the length of the game. So it's just like, I can feel the MMO Yoshi P, and it's not. I do like this game a lot. I do think it's significantly better than 15, but I still feel like most of the game is great, but the things that niggle at me a lot. I should slow down the enemies. I should make them, yeah, even if they're just reactions to each other, like, or yeah, you know what I mean. Like, there's so many ways that they could do it. The Titan could be a Punisher, counter-attack, punish, like parry Punisher kind of thing. You know when you parry with Titan and you punish, it should do like double damage or something. All crits all the time or something. There's so many more cool ways of using him, but it's all wasted. And here's the thing: I fundamentally think that was the plan all along, and they took it out. Wherever I heard that before. I actually think just the way the game plays tells me that that's what they had in mind. I don't think they designed it initially with no mechanic. Otherwise, the game wouldn't play like it does now. They did it and removed it for sure.
Enough.
They probably added things. They probably had the idea, or whoever thought this, the person who designed this, the mechanic, the how the game plays, the team, and then they saw it and was like, remove that, make it speed. You don't want to complicate it, kind of thing. It's probably why there's this thing going around, people saying it, like the Final Fantasy and original fans are being alienated by this game, but I don't believe that for a second. Like, every Final Fantasy is different in the same way. I just think this game is great, and the spectacle is fantastic. I think there's no longevity to this game. The game should be 20 hours shorter for this to work. If this was a 30-hour game topped, this would be fine. Like, because it at this point of the game, it just gets a bit samey. Do you know 16 is out? Let me know when the ads are done. Right. Cape Ozaria. Cape Ozaria. Cape. Are you back? Oh, it's over in. Oh, we are actually going over it last. In the Final Fantasy 16 now, there's a bit where it's like they've set it up so Ifrit and Shiva clash with each other, and I'm like, when did that happen? No, I've already found it.
And now I help the garrison today.
Wait, the shop here. I need to buy some potions. What was I saying? No, they didn't say that. They said that they haven't got any DLC plans yet. They're gonna. You told me this. So they're gonna wait until the reception of the game. Oh, I don't know if it is confirmed. You said something yesterday that it is.
Come back again.
The only thing I'd say this game would benefit from, extra content wise, is a prequel game. I would love to play as Cid and play and see Cid's perspective, like before all these events happen, and it ends around the time he meets Clive. You know, like how Cid knows Isabella. He was a Lord Commander, right, for Sanbreque, right? So you could start from when he leaves there and how he knows that and how he's starting to look into Ultima. You know, when his last line is like, I know who you are and stuff like that. There's Cid has so much to him in this game, not Clive as in the actual Cid, that there's such an opportunity there. They won't do it because it's too good of an idea. They'll do something like, right, Clive carries on his adventure, and I'll be like,
Do be careful.
I will.
yeah, I think Cid prequel would be like, it's everyone. Benedicta as well is also obviously a key character in that storyline. Like, I think it's a really cool idea. They'd be losing money if they didn't do it. But Square are quite good at not using good ideas and making money out of it. So I'm not holding any hope. But I honestly, it's not just that. It's the only. Maybe I need to see the end of the game first, but it's the only DLC I can see being a possibility. Nothing else is really left open so far. Again, obviously, I need to see the end of the game before I can make that final evaluation. But I don't think that's going to change. And I feel like forcing a story like this to continue is dragging it out more than it needs to. Yeah, no, I understand. I appreciate that. But I just feel like a Sid prequel would be the perfect addition to this game. Because he's never got a true... Okay, there it is. So I've only got 2 more bounties after this.
Not another one. Nice try.
Oh, what am I doing? It doesn't matter, to be honest with you. I don't really care. It doesn't matter how I choose to do this. Let's be honest.
Nice try.
So I can Phoenix shift whilst the charge blade looks cool like this. Hard to set up when you control it. You understand how stagger damage works? You know what's funny? I'm surprised there was actually a sort of mechanic there. Get out! Stop knocking me out, bro.
Nice try.
I mean, that's true, Hodik. Most people agree. The people that don't allow people on the internet that don't seem to agree with that statement are generally those who only play one game, which is Hollow Knight.
Nice try.
You know, like good versions of Metroidvania to play as well. Even speedrunners and content creators for Hollow Knight, they take your time. They're fine. And Team Cherry aren't afraid to go, yeah, we'll take as long as we need to.
Slow. Nice try.
Silksong has got to live up to the expectation of Hollow Knight and... Right, there's no point in... Why is it so loud? Silksong needs to live up to the expectation of Hollow Knight, and... Because Hollow Knight took a lot of people, captured a lot of people's hearts because they hadn't played it yet. But now it's got to be that but more. And follow on really well. So... It won't take that long. They always said they were planning for an early release this year, but they delayed it intentionally. I reckon it'll be end of the year next year, kind of thing. But think about it, it's already been like... Obviously COVID was a factor in 2020, but they announced the DLC. They announced Silksong in 2019. Then COVID happened, so they couldn't do much there. Although, it's only like 3 people, by the way. So, like, people forget how small the team is. People forget how small the team is for Hollow Knight as well. Like, it's a very small team, Hollow Knight. Team Cherry. Well, the main staff, yeah. Obviously, they got like people to do the music and stuff as well, but like, there's more than 3 people in the credits. But the main original dev is like, it started with 3 people, and then like they had like a group of people and loads of supporters. It all started from Kickstarter. The only reason why it exists is because people backed it in Kickstarter. And you know, when you're playing the game and you see people's real life names, it's because they are they are the people, they were Kickstarter backers from a higher tier, or come back yet. Penitence Gate. Any gates? Oh, okay. Oh, well, I found him. What's up, buddy? The Dragoon. Wait, we're on the same team, mate. We're on the same team.
You're the outlaw. The one who drove his highness to madness on your knees.
What? He hasn't heard. He doesn't look like he's willing to listen.
Wait, my cooldown still isn't back from the last fight.
Your death will serve.
We're doing bounties and then. I unlocked a new side quest though. Seems like it's duel related though, so it might be a good one. I haven't started it yet. What I'm saying is, Hollow Knight is not a big team. It's like Celeste, you know, like Celeste was like 5 people. Celeste is an incredible game made by 5 people basically. 6 people? 5 or 6 people. There's obviously a few more people in the credits, but overall you like, because there's like testing and all sorts of stuff. Overall, like the people that make the main core games, there's not many of them. It was a disappointment. I like her. That's funny. I've heard different opinions. I've heard people said that she did nothing at the start, and then people say wait till the end. Interesting. Right? I like Jill in this game. I think she's fun. I am a Jill defender. She does exactly what she needs to be for Clive, to be honest. She was the voice to read him when he needed to hear it as well. Sometimes that's what you need. You don't have to have big plots around them. I don't know what he's expecting. That's what that's what a lot of female protagonists are, the power of the main character. Power love said, do you not know? She didn't have to complicate it. She didn't have to get stabbed by Sephiroth or hold some secret for 5-7 years to reveal it years later. Like,
Damn it. Dion would have been glad to have you back at his side.
I think there's a lot of character. Her character arc's really good. I feel like you've forgotten about her character arc. Like, they do this thing in most games where in JRPG they have a character arc. She had a character arc, but the main game is still around Clive, right? Because to tack it away from that would make sense. I feel like you looked at that whole quest wrong already. Yo, yeah, thank you for the gifted sub to said as well for the 26 months as well. BBS. Pretty fitting. You gotta remember, right? Okay, right. Thank you, yeah, for the gifted sub. Appreciate it. Jill went through a lot of, we know about Clive in his 13 years. We didn't see it. But she also went through a lot of bad stuff as well. She was captured and forced to kill people for years upon end. Like, she's dealing with her own battles, and it's like that's her character development.
Do you see anything
And
you
then,
like?
and then once she's dealt with it, you can see even down to her facial expression that the burden has been lifted off of her, and now she can look to settle down and be the person that used to look at Clive when she was younger again. Like, there was a lot to her that most people are just gonna look over. I get it. It's not spelling it out for you on the screen, but like, I feel like there was a lot more to her character. She's now smiling all the time in the game, right? And that shows that she's gone from dealing with an inner battle, hating who she is, to now feeling like, wow, she's looking optimistic for the future.
Come back again.
I'm not comparing it to Luna. Luna Freya's just a wannabe Aerith. They did it poorly. And that's not because of the character design on her, that's because they just deleted everything out from her. Right. Wait. I got a complete symbol! Oh my god. Oh my god. That's when you know you've done it. Wait a minute. Game. What are you doing to me? I need to find a Chimera. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Ready, go?
Yeah!
Why is there an ether flood there?
Have care.
You have care.
Caution, brother.
Also, I really like the development of Clive and Jill's romance years later. Like, you can see, like, when they were younger, there was probably something there. But then, like, they both had just assumed they were both, like, out of each other's life, and he even forgot about her, forgot what she looked like, kind of thing, until, like, it hits him at the start of the game, right? I think it doesn't have to be over-the-top romance for it to be good. The romance is really nice, and I really love their development. I think they're like a really good couple, and I really like their couple development in this game. Probably one of my favorite things about it, which is interesting to say, the romance is the best part of the game. For me, one of the best parts anyway, story-wise. Yeah, it's not as good as Tidus and Yuna, but Tidus and Yuna is like, yeah, top tier. Or School and Renoa, but you're never going to agree with me on that one. I just didn't expect you to like the romance part of it all because, it's probably why you don't. I thought that's why you didn't like it. Oh, yes, I found it without much trying.
Straight home now.
I bet there's another bounty to do after this one because there's another one in Woolud for sure. It just goes on and on, dude. This is S-Class, by the way. Yeah, I like Gav was a good character development. He's funny as well. I like his humor. He was like Sid's best friend, and then he became your best friend, and he played the role as right-hand man twice.
This one. Stay close, Tool.
And they even like make suggestions like now if Clive said, if I don't survive, you'd be a good person to take over the name of stage and stuff like that. Yeah, Gav's a good character. Apart from when he interrupts good moments in the game. If you know what I mean. I rendered that video earlier. And it was like, you see like where Jill and Clive are about to kiss in the infirmary, and then Gav's like, Clive, and I'm like, no. I was orientated when I used Titan, but there's no point. I've got to the point where I'm just like, I've done it. I've shown the spectacle of the fight. I'm not trying to like show them off anymore. It should have made the game more mechanical. I'm just killing the enemies now at this point, dude. I'm just trying to get that HP bar to 0. I'm not really going out my way. Yeah, it was really good in Edo as well. It's also light-hearted enough to kind of like make you laugh in moments of the game that's really dark. And that's what Gav's characterization has done really well. He's not Byron, he's not the comic... Byron's not comic relief, but he's kind of is. He plays that role when you need him to. Whereas Gav actually has like depth to him as well. But he can make you laugh when you need it, you know, kind of thing. And that's how he is to Clive as well. Like, he needs if you need someone to cheer you up, like he's just gonna come in and make some stupid joke and make you laugh, kind of character.
Fire and flame!
Fire and flame! Exciting gameplay, and I think I just got tired of trying to like complicate the gameplay now. I'm just like, you know what? I played all the fun parts of it earlier, now I just want to beat all the enemies and move on. Also want to save time for the end of the game. He's just died, dude. I can't, the fact that S-class enemies aren't doing anything to me anymore. Fighting the enemies at 10 levels above you is way more fun than when you're higher level than them already. Undertale really defined a generation of gaming, to be fair. In terms of the indie world. AAA games just go, where's the bottom line profit? How can we make as much money out as we can? For the most part. They're not all like that. They do like take some care. Guerrilla games are a good example of a good game dev. They're not all bad, and Square overall is still good, but in my opinion. It's not necessarily the company as well, it's also the team that makes the game. Some games, there are games that are made to be lazy intentionally, and they know that it still sell, and they get away, and some AAA companies get away with it. EA, Activision are good examples of companies that know how, and Ubisoft know how to make games and sell them. and they don't have to put too much effort into it. Ubisoft, to be fair, have announced some interesting stuff coming up, so it's not fair to put them in the category anymore, but when they release the same game over and over and over and over, EA and Activision both are. They are, EA and Activision are two of the companies that put the gaming industry in a bad place, in my opinion. Well, it's not an opinion, it's kind of factual. Did I even use a potion, bro? Nope. That was an S-class fight, by the way. You'd never know. Right, there's got to be one more mark. FIFA's trash. I mean, FIFA's got to a point where you can't improve it anymore. That's the thing. You can't improve it anymore because I'm confused. I thought I'd just talk to Joshua about Jill. Anyway, let's
Uncle.
But yeah, FIFA's just got to the point where you can't, sports games in general can't. Before it was always a massive graphic improvement and etc. and so on and so forth, but there's nothing you can do but just repeat the process. The reason why they do repeat the process instead of just releasing a roster update every year is that they know they can get away with releasing a new game at full price and still selling it, and they make money out of Ultimate Team and stuff like that as well. So.
I bring
But
good news.
it's not just FIFA, they're all like that.
The field marshal has agreed to your plan.
It's raining in your neighborhood. We had rain today as well.
Of course he has. I didn't doubt you for a moment, dear boy.
Rutherford is accompanying him back to your manor in Porter's Alder as we speak. They will await your return there. As will one other.
One other? Who?
Quinton.
Exactly?
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realm's armies to agree to an accord, he might not be as successful in convincing those with political power. He asked if I might have a solution. And I suggested a certain Imperial Lord Magistrate turned Liberator.
One of your co-conspirators?
Master Quinton would probably call me one of his. But yes.
Another outlaw, then. Just the thing we need to put these rotten politicos in their places. Good
Politicos.
thinking, Clive.
Byron was a good
Glad you
character.
approve.
Byron was a
The
good
more
character.
the merrier. Eh?
Uncle. Assuming Havel and Quinton can solve our problem with the armies,
Well, of course they do.
you
Hurley.
still haven't mentioned how we might
They go on clearance because the next game's out.
manage the grain shortages.
Oh, don't you worry, my boy. The 7 high houses will be seeing to that. They have all agreed to make the most generous of donations. Oh, of course, it did take a little persuasion, but luckily I had some unexpected help.
From who?
The season's over.
Why, you, my boy. Rumor has it that you rescued the Lady Ariane's head steward Rockford from a horde of bloodthirsty bandits.
It was more of a handful.
Well, the old battle axe was so pleased. She had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next new moon. And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old crone's purse strings finally loosen, they as good as tripped over themselves in the rush to follow suit.
I'm happy to hear it.
Now, I must be getting back to the manor. Join us there at your earliest convenience, would you?
Of course, Uncle.
Oh, well, we're gonna say we're gonna have to come back to the hideaway after all this. Party?
And how, pray tell, will we get that grain to the capital if the roads are still overrun
These two
with
are great.
Akashic?
I love these two.
You'll find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to send them headlong into an ether flood. That is, unless you'd have them turn as well.
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says the man with a belly bigger than a band of curls. My soldiers actually need their rations. Without any food to keep them going, they'll be dead even before you've sent them on your fool's errand.
If I may, gentlemen, perhaps I might suggest an alternative approach. Though supply routes are indeed disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, they bob away in every bay from here to Randalar, awaiting a safe
in his
haven.
apron.
Allow them to make port and fill their bellies
Quinton's a
full
good
of
character
grain.
as well.
And once those
All three of the guys on this table are good characters in this game.
who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced back to the countryside to work the fallow fields. Ah, but I'm sure that you wish to continue your discussion. Forgive the interruption. Two such firm friends as yourselves need no help from the likes of me. Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond between you.
Us? Friends?
I can't stand the man.
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company you keep.
And what kind of company were you expecting him to keep? The man's a criminal.
Criminal? How dare you? You are not fit to breathe the same air as this fine, upstanding young gentleman.
Upstanding? He calls himself Sid the Bloody Outlaw.
Once more onto the breach.
There's a scene where they're both trying to fight off the Akashic whilst they're arguing each other. It's one of the funniest parts of the game.
Shall we begin again? What we seek here is not to create a new nation, nor to claim the thrones of those that already exist. We wish simply to bring stability to the realm that mankind might weather the current storm. And to do that, we must convince those in power, the generals, the statesmen, the nobles, that our cause is just. There will be disagreements, yes. And I imagine some resistance, much resistance. But we cannot let that deter us. If we show them the path,
There you go,
show
Clive
them
doing
that
his
we walk it
shot again.
ourselves, then I am confident they will follow. The fate of the world lies in my nephew's hands, but the well-being of her people lies in ours. And we must not squander the chance that Clive has given us.
Uncle Byron,
Now, with that settled, let's move on to the signing of the Accord. For what great moment in history hasn't been accompanied by a little ceremony? Citizens of Valisthea, I present to you the Triunity. Rutherford, Mike Will.
Recipe for disaster, but it should be good. Hey, that could be its own TV episode, I'm telling you.
My boy,
Them three.
the stage is set.
that it is.
This is the role you were born
That's it!
What's up, Iggy?
I've come up with a
for. I
new
ask only
recipe.
that you trust in the talents of your supporting cast. We shall play our parts to the best of our abilities, that you might have the opportunity
You
to
let
shine.
Iggy cook.
The realm needs its Sir Crandall. And there is no better Crandall than you, Clive. I want you to keep this signed accord as proof of our faith in you.
I will. Thank you.
I get it. Right, okay. I just gotta go speak to all these people in the hideaway now to kind of like finish the quest. I'm level 48.
Sorry, can't take you where you need to get.
What do you think that thing is?
I'm
How the
down
hell
here.
is Sid gonna deal with that?
Gonna crash into it with my new airship. I spoke to him already.
There's something about it.
You should have seen him. The thing didn't stand a
Oh, here we go.
Welcome back, Sid.
Yeah, pass.
Welcome back, Sid.
This
Yes.
guy is clueless.
Welcome back. Trip wasn't too much of a pain in the arse, I hope. Truth be told, it was me who suggested roping you in to help with the trial.
Flipping Otto.
And from what I hear, things didn't go quite as planned.
No, they most certainly did not.
Yes.
Ember lost his nerve in the face of a beast of prey, but he didn't lose heart. He pressed on, and he achieved his aim.
What did you press no?
And is that not what we ask of our scouts?
Indeed it is.
Thank you for your honest appraisal, Sid. The fact remains, however, that Ember will not always have a battle-hardened warrior on hand to pluck him from the jaws of peril.
True.
All I have gleaned from this trial is that without someone watching his back, Ember is little more than a liability.
Wait, Sergeant. Ember still has much to learn, it's true. And this time he was found wanting. But I'd say he's due a second chance, nonetheless. After all, he did do as you asked.
With a bit of hard work, any hand can be made to hold a blade, and any mind can conquer its fears. But a scout's nose is different. You've either got one, or you ain't. And by sniffing out that log, young Ember here has shown he has a conch and a half. Wouldn't do to waste it now, would it?
Fine. One more chance.
I'll do whatever you ask. I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I have to. I'll show you. Just you wait.
As long as it doesn't involve me having to be part of the quest, I don't care, dude.
Daft as a brush, that one. But his heart's in the right place. Just like someone else we know. And if you ask me,
someone else.
We've been leaning on him for far too long. That time the curse breakers took some of the weight off his shoulders, I reckon.
I agree.
You couldn't hurt.
Gav should get
Just
some
don't tell
vacation.
Gav I said so, will you? I won't have him thinking he's been hard done by. Next thing you know, he'll be asking for a day off. Chance would be a fine thing.
Forgive me, Sid. This...
Things really do these days, but that's why we need men like Ember more than ever. Men who can make the best out of a bad situation. Remember that.
I will, Sid.
I feel like
Thank you.
the quest finishes the same way anyway. You press yes or no, it doesn't make a difference. Choices don't make a difference in this game as long as you complete the quests. It affects things, that's it. How many more side quests are there? I just gotta complete all these and there's like one other quest I think I've got to do, but yeah. Wait, that's a fresh quest.
Vivian. I found it.
A lot of these
The
are
book
just,
you lost.
I've done the quest already and I need to go talk to the people and finish them up. There's a lot of talking in this part, unfortunately.
You found it. Thank you, Clive.
Watch your back, they're coming for you.
Even though I asked this of you, I was not entirely sure it would be possible. I feared the executors had seized every copy.
I met with one of these executors, and I convinced him to let me keep it. He told me something. That the truth is just a matter of collective belief. And that if enough people believe a lie, that lie becomes the truth.
I'm just finishing
It does.
Just wanted to do it all part of the gameplay.
But it also means that the truth is not immutable. That it can be changed. Provided that those who wish to change it can convince enough people that their perspective is the correct one. As the sad history of the bearers proves.
You said that the book inspired you to become a scholar.
It did. Or its author, rather. She was a heretic, you see. A firebrand and a dissenter. A gallows stood ready for her in every corner of the realm. And by shunning society, or perhaps being shunned by it, she stumbled upon a truth so potent that an entire realm trembled at the prospect of its utterance. I, too, have always felt somehow set apart from the world of men. A stranger to my own species. She taught me that my solitude was not a curse, but a gift. And that, though my journey to the truth might be a lonely one, what I found at my destination would be more than worth the cost.
Do you still feel that way? That you're not one of us?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure anymore. Since coming to the
finish the
hideaway,
game tonight, yeah.
I find my thinking somewhat clouded. Perhaps the result of studying mankind from a rather closer perspective than I had intended.
What was that noise?
But the more I study, the more I find value in this perspective. in looking not from the outside, but from within. So if you'll permit me, I'd like to continue my work here. Remember, Clive, when enough people believe, belief begets truth. Give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth. Make them believe in you, as I do.
You already do. Where have you been? Alright, quest complete. Quest complete. Oh, there's the other bounty. Of course now you want to flip in sharp. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, there's more quests. Maybe we won't finish the game today, and maybe I'll end up having to say negative things about this game the way it's going. Holy cow, dude. Like, there's a limit to how much you want to, like... Bro, you can't do this! Like, it's just... I want to say something, but I shouldn't say it.
Mid.
Just
Tell
make
me
some
this is what you
post-game
need.
quests, for goodness sake, dude.
Aw, you make it sound like I asked you to save the world or something.
Tell me this is all you need.
It's
Say
most
it
of
again.
what I need.
Like that.
After you left, I went over the figures again, and I realised I'd forgotten a 1 and a 0
And
and a cogwheel. Just a tiny one, though that's the problem. Gears that small are a bastard to make, and I may have lost the one Blackthorn spent a fortnight toiling over.
wait. The children. When they took apart your scales, there was a tiny brass gear. Now that I think about it, they didn't use it when we put the scales back together.
The young'uns? But why would they... You know what? I don't want to know. I'll keep working on the model. You go and find that cog.
You find the cog. I'm saving the world. What are you doing? Oh wait, it's okay. It's cool.
Has Midadol mentioned a new
Unnecessary conversation after unnecessary conversation. This would be a good gacha game because all they do is now it's content for you, man.
Sid,
oh my god.
Is Mid still hiding from us?
I don't
She
care.
wasn't hiding. She's just busy working on her next project.
A new invention? What is it? What is it? An airship? I bet it's an
I called
airship!
it! I called it, bro.
Do you think she'll let us help?
I called it. I'm telling you
Just
right
so
now.
happens to be why I'm here. She a brass gear. A tiny one.
Oh, the one you forgot! We remember.
We saved it, just in case. It's in the bag of bits.
I'm skipping part and I'm
Since your lesson, we've been disassembling, then reassembling everything we can find. All the pieces that are left over, we keep under our beds.
That's good to know.
Look! I found it!
I just want them to stop staggering
Is that
all in the
all?
game more than
Just
it
the
needs
gear?
to be.
We have more parts.
Finishing it, I'll finish it when I finish it.
That's
Like,
all for
it's not a
now.
point.
But I'll let Mid know about your hoard.
Thanks, Sid.
It's just they spoiled the game themselves. I feel like they spoiled their own game by just dragging things out more than anything. They hit the brake way too many
Well?
times.
Did they have it?
They put a lot of time into these things, but the way they deliver them out makes you not be interested in them. Because
They
they're just
did.
like, oh, okay, it's more.
And they kept it somewhere nice and safe. Will it work?
Will it work? It's perfect! You're a genius, Clive.
What exactly are you going to use it for?
Why is
Probably
it
the
genius?
most
Now
important
I've
job
heard
of
it
all. The wings aren't going to move on their own. But with the right cog in the right place, well, you just wait and see.
Great. You know what? This should have been part of the main quest, so that she guns him with an airship at the end of the game. But no, I guess we're not going to see that. She made. Hey, she's cool.
That should do her.
He just stood there and watched.
Here goes nothing. Titan's tits.
It wasn't supposed to fly, was it?
Of course it was supposed to fly. Wouldn't be much of an airship if it didn't. Honestly, these
It
bloody
would be cool if
engines-
these side quests affect the ending, though. In a way, like, you'd see, like, an extra scene where the ship is flying or something.
driving me mad. I was so sure this would be the day she soared. The Mithril engine was made to make dreams come true.
I don't want to get to it quickly. I don't really think that.
But maybe this
Playing
is
the game
one
at the
dream
pace
the
it's
world's better off
supposed to be
without.
played, but it's long it out.
Show folk how to take flying. It won't be long till they're raining death down on each other. People will lose their homes. Children, their mums and their dads. Like I lost mine.
I'm sorry.
So am I, Clive. So am I. Sorry that I have to choose. Do I follow my head? Or do I follow my heart?
Good question. The first time I stood on the deck of your ship, felt the wind in my hair. It was like I was flying. But imagine how it would feel to actually do it.
My dad always said there were two ways of living life. Chasing a dream or shuffling to your grave. And he were right. Right about a lot of things. Not that I like to admit it. People need dreams to chase. Especially in a world like this. Right. When this
Oh,
is
that's
over,
the thing.
I'm gonna take all my Mithril engines to Zemeckis and sling them over the edge. I won't have my dream end up turning into someone else's nightmare.
But all that hard work.
All that hard work will not be used for war, Jamie. But it ain't like it'll be gone. Tell me, Clive, have you ever been on a treasure hunt?
Not since Joshua and I were
Been on a
boys.
bounty hunt 50 hard
Why do
times.
you ask?
Because I'm gonna bury the engine schematics and leave behind a little riddle telling people where to find them. A really hard one, so that only the most dedicated dreamers will ever be able to work it out. Ooh, I can picture it now. Some daft general squinting at the words with a gormless expression on his mug. Like that one, yeah.
Right.
This is a good character, man. The characters are great in this game. The characterization is just so good in this game. I liked Mid from the moment she appeared on the screen, though. Her personality is just really funny to me. Like her bubbliness and like that serious
Of course,
moment there was like the most
If
serious.
I'm putting this engine at the end of a treasure hunt, I'll still need to make it a treasure worth
That
hunting
bubbly
for.
personality that the team needed, yeah.
Won't be much of a prize if it couldn't even make a toy boat fly after all. My dad always said, dream big. But it ain't the size of a dream that's important, is it, Clive? Only that it's a good one. And I reckon I've got a fair few good uns left in me.
I'm sure you do.
That's complete. I knew what moment it was we catch up as well. Oh, her reaction to Joshua being born was hilarious. It made me think, wait, are they gonna change the model when like there's like a relationship between Mid or Joshua, or even just like a weird one, like an interaction? It's an interaction you didn't expect. It's so good.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Go ask her. I don't care. I don't want to talk to more people than I need to. There's more side quests. to do after all.
I hear
of
that
this
you
one.
traveled to Ash. Sid,
Yeah.
did you by any chance?
Yeah,
I did.
I did. Yeah. Here you go. Here comes his life story. Are you ready?
The bearer.
These lot fought more than Ultima does.
History.
Here we go.